Welcome, everyone, to another episode of Life Chats with Mr. Smith. I'm your host, Mr. Smith, and today we have a very special guest, one of my brightest students, Emily. How are you doing, Emily?
Hi, Mr. Smith. I'm doing great. Thanks for having me on your podcast.
It's my pleasure. I've always enjoyed our conversations in class, and I'm excited to share some of that with our listeners today. Let's dive right in. So, Emily, you're in your senior year now. How are you feeling about graduating and the next steps in your life?
Honestly, it's a mix of excitement and anxiety. There's so much uncertainty about the future, and it's a bit overwhelming. But at the same time, I'm looking forward to new experiences and opportunities.
That's a very common feeling. Many students feel that way as they transition from high school to the next phase of their lives. Have you thought about what you want to do after graduation?
Yes, I have. I'm planning to go to college and study environmental science. I've always been passionate about the environment, and I want to make a difference in the world.
That's wonderful, Emily. Environmental science is such an important field, especially with all the challenges our planet is facing. What sparked your interest in that area?
It started when I was young. My family used to go camping a lot, and I fell in love with nature. Then, in high school, I took a biology class and learned about climate change and pollution. That really opened my eyes and made me want to do something about it.
It's great that you have such a clear passion. Your enthusiasm will carry you far. Speaking of family, how have they influenced your career aspirations?
My parents have been incredibly supportive. They always encouraged me to follow my interests and never pressured me into any specific career path. My mom is a nurse, and my dad is an engineer, so they both have a strong work ethic and care deeply about their jobs. That's been inspiring for me.
Supportive parents can make a huge difference. It's fantastic that they've encouraged you to pursue your passion. Have they given you any advice as you prepare for this next chapter?
Yes, they have. They've always emphasized the importance of hard work and staying true to myself. They also told me to be open to new experiences and not be afraid of failure, because it's a part of learning and growing.
Wise words indeed. Being open to new experiences is crucial, especially in college where you'll meet so many different people and ideas. Have you thought about how you'll balance your academic goals with personal life and self-care?
That's something I'm still figuring out. I know college will be demanding, but I want to make sure I take care of myself too. I plan to stay organized with my studies, but also make time for hobbies, exercise, and socializing.
That's a very healthy approach. It's important to find that balance early on. College can be overwhelming, but it's also a time for self-discovery and growth. Do you have any specific hobbies or activities you want to continue or start in college?
I love hiking and being outdoors, so I want to join a hiking club or an outdoor adventure group. I'm also interested in learning more about photography. I think capturing nature through a lens would be a great way to combine my interests.
That sounds fantastic. College clubs and organizations can be a great way to meet like-minded people and develop new skills. Now, shifting gears a bit, how do you see your career evolving after college?
Ideally, I'd like to work for an organization that focuses on environmental conservation or sustainability. I'm particularly interested in renewable energy and how we can transition to more sustainable practices. Eventually, I'd like to be in a position where I can influence environmental policies.
That's a very noble goal, Emily. Renewable energy and sustainability are critical areas that need passionate and dedicated people. Have you thought about the specific steps you'll need to take to achieve that?
I have. I plan to start with internships and volunteer work to gain practical experience. Networking will be important too, so I want to connect with professionals in the field. After getting my degree, I might pursue a master's in environmental policy or a related field to deepen my knowledge and qualifications.
That's a solid plan. Gaining practical experience and building a network are crucial steps. And continuing your education can definitely open more doors. It's clear you've put a lot of thought into your future. Any advice for your fellow students who might be unsure about their own paths?
I'd say it's okay to not have everything figured out. Take the time to explore different interests and don't be afraid to change your mind. Talk to people, seek out mentors, and take advantage of the resources available to you. Most importantly, follow what genuinely interests you, because that's where you'll find the most fulfillment.
Excellent advice, Emily. Life is a journey, and sometimes the path isn't straight, but that's part of what makes it interesting. Before we wrap up, I want to touch on another important aspect, family. How do you envision balancing your career ambitions with family life in the future?
That's a tough one. I know it will be challenging, but I think it's about setting priorities and being intentional with my time. I want to have a family someday, and I hope to create a career that allows me to be present for them. Flexibility and good time management will be key.
Balancing career and family is indeed challenging but rewarding. It's good to think about these things early on. Flexibility and time management are essential skills that will help you in many aspects of life. Any final thoughts or messages you'd like to share with our listeners?
Just that it's important to stay true to yourself and pursue what makes you happy. Life will have its ups and downs, but as long as you're passionate and dedicated, you'll find your way. And don't forget to enjoy the journey and make the most of every experience.
As a follow-up, I wanted to add that throughout our conversation, one theme stands out: the importance of adaptability. Whether it's dealing with career changes, family dynamics, or personal growth, being adaptable can make the journey smoother and more rewarding.
Absolutely. Adaptability is key. Life rarely goes exactly as planned, and being able to adjust and find new paths is crucial. It's something I'm still learning, but I know it will be important in the future.
It's a lifelong learning process for sure. And speaking of lifelong learning, always remember that education doesn't stop at graduation. Continuously seeking knowledge and new experiences will keep you growing both personally and professionally.
That's a great point. I'm looking forward to continuing my education in different ways, whether it's through formal studies, workshops, or just learning from the people I meet and the experiences I have.
That's the spirit. Lifelong learning keeps life interesting and enriching. So, Emily, what's the first thing you're going to do once you graduate?
I think I'll take a little break and travel. I want to explore new places and cultures before starting college. It will be a nice way to reset and gain some new perspectives.
Traveling is a fantastic idea. It broadens your horizons and gives you a fresh outlook on life. Do you have any destinations in mind?
I'd love to visit some national parks in the US and maybe even travel abroad to Europe. There's so much natural beauty and history to explore.
That sounds like an amazing plan. Travel can be very inspiring, especially for someone with your interests. Enjoying the natural beauty and learning about different cultures will definitely enrich your perspective.
I hope so. I think it will be a great way to start this new chapter of my life.
I'm sure it will be. Well, Emily, it's been an absolute pleasure having you on the podcast today. I wish you all the best in your future endeavors. Let's delve a bit deeper into the topics of job and marriage, as these are significant aspects of life that many young adults start contemplating as they approach the end of their education. Emily, have you thought about what kind of job you want after you complete your studies?
Yes, I have. I'm really interested in working for an organization that focuses on environmental conservation or sustainability. Ideally, I'd like a role where I can be involved in projects that have a tangible impact on protecting natural resources and promoting renewable energy.
That's a very noble goal. In terms of specific job roles, are you looking at positions in research, fieldwork, policymaking, or something else?
I think I'd like to start with fieldwork to gain hands-on experience and really understand the practical challenges and opportunities. Eventually, I'd love to move into a policy-making role where I can help shape regulations and initiatives that promote sustainability on a larger scale.
That sounds like a solid plan. Fieldwork can provide invaluable insights that are crucial when you transition to policymaking. Have you thought about the kind of work-life balance you want in your career?
Definitely. Work-life balance is really important to me. I want to be passionate about my job and dedicated to making a difference, but I also want to make sure I have time for my personal life and family. I think it's about finding a role and an organization that values that balance.
It's great that you're considering work-life balance early on. It can be challenging to achieve, especially in demanding fields, but it's essential for long-term fulfillment. Speaking of personal life, have you thought about how you want to approach marriage and starting a family in the future?
Yes, I have. I want to build a strong career first, but I definitely see marriage and family as important parts of my life. It's all about timing and finding the right partner who shares similar values and goals. I hope to find someone who is supportive and understanding of my career ambitions.
That's a very thoughtful approach. Having a partner who supports your career goals and shares your values can make a big difference. Have your parents or other family members given you any advice on balancing career and family life?
They have. My parents have always emphasized the importance of communication and partnership in a relationship. They've been a great example of how to balance career and family life by supporting each other and making time for family activities despite their busy schedules.
Communication and partnership are indeed crucial. It's important to set mutual expectations and support each other's aspirations. Do you envision any specific strategies or plans to ensure you maintain a healthy balance between your career and family life?
I think it will be about setting boundaries and priorities. For example, dedicating certain times for work and others for family activities. Also, being flexible and adaptable when things don't go as planned, and always keeping the lines of communication open with my partner and family.
Setting boundaries and maintaining open communication are excellent strategies. It's also important to be kind to yourself and recognize that balancing career and family is a dynamic process that may require adjustments over time. Any thoughts on how you might manage household responsibilities alongside a demanding career?
I believe in sharing responsibilities and being equitable in managing household tasks. It's not just one person's job, it's about teamwork. Whether it's cooking, cleaning, or taking care of the kids, sharing the load makes it more manageable and fair.
Teamwork at home is just as important as teamwork at work. It ensures that both partners feel valued and supported. Before we close, Emily, is there any final piece of advice you'd like to share with our listeners, especially those who might be grappling with these same thoughts about career and family?
I'd say it's important to stay true to your values and communicate openly with your loved ones. Don't be afraid to pursue your career ambitions, but also remember to cherish your personal relationships. Finding a balance may not always be easy, but with the right support and mindset, it's definitely achievable.
That's excellent advice, Emily. Thank you so much for sharing your thoughts and plans with us today. I'm sure our listeners will find your insights incredibly valuable.
Questions and answers related to the topics discussed in the conversation.
What initially sparked your interest in environmental science?
My interest in environmental science was sparked by childhood camping trips with my family and a high school biology class that taught me about climate change and pollution.
How do your parents feel about your career choice?
My parents are very supportive. They encouraged me to follow my interests and pursue a career that I'm passionate about.
What type of organization do you hope to work for after college?
I hope to work for an organization focused on environmental conservation or sustainability, ideally one that works on renewable energy projects.
Why is work-life balance important to you?
Work-life balance is important to me because I want to be dedicated to my job while also having time for my personal life and family. It ensures long-term fulfillment and prevents burnout.
What hobbies do you want to continue in college?
I want to continue hiking and start learning photography, especially nature photography, to combine my love for the outdoors with a new skill.
How do you plan to gain practical experience in your field?
I plan to gain practical experience through internships and volunteer work in environmental conservation projects during and after college.
What are your long-term career goals?
My long-term career goals include working in a policymaking role where I can influence environmental regulations and promote sustainability on a larger scale.
How do you envision balancing your career and personal life in the future?
I plan to balance my career and personal life by setting boundaries, prioritizing important activities, and maintaining flexibility and open communication with my family.
What advice did your parents give you about balancing career and family?
My parents emphasized the importance of communication, partnership, and supporting each other's goals and aspirations in balancing career and family life.
Why do you think adaptability is important in life and career?
Adaptability is important because life rarely goes as planned, and being able to adjust and find new paths helps overcome challenges and seize opportunities.
What are your thoughts on lifelong learning?
Lifelong learning is crucial for personal and professional growth. It keeps life interesting and helps you stay updated with new knowledge and skills.
How do you plan to manage household responsibilities with a demanding career?
I believe in sharing household responsibilities equitably with my partner to ensure that both of us feel valued and supported.
What kind of support do you expect from your future partner regarding your career?
I expect my future partner to be supportive of my career ambitions, understand the demands of my job, and share household and family responsibilities.
What role do you see yourself playing in environmental policy making?
I see myself working on developing and implementing policies that promote renewable energy and sustainable practices to address environmental challenges.
How important is networking for your career goals?
Networking is very important as it helps connect with professionals in the field, learn from their experiences, and open up opportunities for collaboration and growth.
What strategies will you use to maintain work-life balance?
I will use strategies such as setting clear boundaries between work and personal time, prioritizing self-care, and ensuring regular communication with my family.
How do you plan to stay true to your values in your career?
I plan to stay true to my values by choosing jobs and projects that align with my passion for environmental conservation and by advocating for sustainable practices.
What challenges do you anticipate in your career, and how will you address them?
I anticipate challenges like work pressure and balancing different responsibilities. I will address them by staying organized, seeking support when needed, and maintaining a healthy work-life balance.
What advice would you give to other students unsure about their career paths?
I would advise them to explore different interests, talk to people in various fields, seek mentorship, and follow what genuinely interests them for fulfillment.
What is your vision for your future family life?
I envision a future where I have a supportive partner, a fulfilling career, and a family that values spending quality time together and supporting each other's dreams and aspirations. Thank you so much, Mr. Smith. I've really enjoyed our conversation.